was a vicious domestic battle.
She went to go visit her ex-boyfriend.
He was going to start having an affair on me.
A violent rampage.
He took everything of mine, the TVs, the VCR.
He destroyed my whole household, my furniture, my bedroom set.
That led to bloodshed.
I was shot by LAPD.
He got shot for having a weapon in his hand, a knife.
You won't believe the truth behind these shocking images. Judge Judy. You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinman. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy. 34-year-old mail carrier Sylvia Leday is suing the father of her child, 30-year-old Troy Holt, for destroying her property after they broke up. Troy says Sylvia took everything he owned. He is countersuing for the cost of his belongings.
Order. Come to order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 290 on the calendar in the matter of Leday versus Holt. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
All right, I have a complaint and a cross-complaint. And basically, you two people lived together for 5 years. You have a child together. You moved out. You claim that the defendant either destroyed or took some of your property. He says when you moved out, you took his property. That's where we're at, right?
Yes.
Okay. When did you start to live together?
We started in 96, if I'm not mistaken.
And have you been together continuously since 96?
Most of the time, yes. It was more after a while, breakup and separation and coming back.
And how old is your child?
She's 4.
Is there any reason why you didn't get married?
Yes, lots of reasons. Mr. Holt couldn't hold down a job for no more than 2 weeks. He just had one previously for a year and maybe 3-4 months, and he lost that one. The other reasons were Mr. Holt also a lot of times would smoke marijuana. I didn't like that too much, and he'll stop. I'll take him back and start back up. My mistake. Yes. And another thing was Mr. Holt's violent attitude. We have one incident already in 97 for domestic violence, and I took him back for, I know, for many reasons. No, I know, it's a sad story.
But you lived together for 5.5 years.
Yes.
And during that 5.5 years, I assume you were employed?
Yes, I was.
Continuously?
Continuously.
And you were employed sporadically?
Yes, I was, Your Honor.
And who watched the baby when the baby was born?
I did.
While you were working?
No. We had a child care that I was paying for when Mr. Holt would go for his minimum wage job, and then he'll come home and say he's sick. And so the next day, the job wouldn't take him back because he either got sick, complained of a stomach ache or something. So that was on and off. And then when he was home, he would watch her. But I will pay for a sitter because I wanted him to try to get out there and find a job.
Why do you have such trouble keeping a job, Mr.
Your Honor, we got together in 1996. 1997, I had an injury to where I was disabled for a couple years.
What was the nature of your disability?
Well, me and her got into it because she went to go visit her ex-boyfriend. That's the reason why the domestic violence even occurred.
What was the nature of your disability?
I was shot by LAPD. Me and her went through a little confrontation. LAPD came up and they shot me.
Where did they shoot you?
In my leg.
What?
Okay. The reason why he didn't get shot for that, he got shot because he was jumping on me. And the neighbor saw me. He dragged me, and the neighbor called the police. So he got shot for domestic violence and also for having a weapon in your hand.
What kind of weapon?
A knife.
So he was dragging you and he had a knife in his hand?
Yes.
So they disabled him by shooting him in the leg?
Yes.
You were real lucky.
Can I, Your Honor?
Let it rain. Shh. All right. Let's move on. You finally decided, Ms. Leday, that you had had enough.
Yes.
And you moved out.
Yes.
Okay. What is it that you claim that the defendant either took or destroyed?
Well, previously I had put him out in July. Mr. Holt begged to come back because he was on a lease and he was going to bring the police. So to keep everything down, and because I have kids, I didn't want the police at my house and everything being interrupted. I let Mr. Holt back in. We agreed November that we were going to separate it after the lease was going to be final. and I was going on with my life. He was going on with his. Mr. Holt, meanwhile, the beginning of September up to now, Mr. Holt decided, I guess he was going to find another place to lay his head and start having an affair on me. So when I found out about the affair, I was upset, of course, and I was angry. So I went home to pack as much stuff as I could. And I left it where Mr. Holt could come back in to get his own belongings.
What do you claim that he either took or destroyed?
He destroyed my whole household, my furniture, my bedroom set. I have photos. I have a police report.
Let me see it, please. Was he arrested for this vandalism?
They
No.
haven't. They don't know where the case is right now. I went to the police department. They just have it on it because they don't have an address or.
So you weren't arrested?
No, ma'am.
You have the receipts for this furniture that you purchased?
Yes, I do.
You made quite a mess here, Mr. Holt.
The only thing that I did was color the couches with ice cone syrup.
What'd you do that for? Well,
Why'd
that's
I
a
do
big-
that? Because she took everything of mine, and everything in the house, she did not buy by herself. It accumulated with us for the last 5 years. None of that stuff was
I'm
mine.
going to get there.
All right.
I mean, I see what you did to these sofas.
Yes,
She
that I
says she
did.
bought these sofas in February of 2001, so they were relatively new. Did you buy the furniture or did she?
She bought the couches. Yes, she did.
So that's the thing that you decided to destroy, the thing that she had bought.
Well,
Well, what?
she took
well is
everything
not
of
an
mine.
answer.
When I came in that house, everything was cleared. Everything, the TVs, the DVD player, the VCR, my PlayStation 2, a car that I helped accumulate with her, all my videotapes that I've been collecting with me and my daughter for over the past years. She took everything of mine. See, I'm not the type of person that would go to court.
Mr. Holt,
like
let me ask you a question, sir. Did you file tax returns last year?
Yes, I did.
How much did you earn on your tax returns last year?
Yeah, I made about
Not about file tax returns last year.
1823 for
What's
this year.
1823? 18.
About 23,000.
And how much did you report on your tax returns that you made the year before last?
About 14, 15.
Now, did you file tax returns last year?
Yes, I did.
How much did you earn on your tax returns last year?
My total earnings were 52.
52,000.
Yes.
So it's clear who was maintaining the household, because on what you earn, sir, you can hardly support yourself.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sylvia Leday says when she confronted ex-boyfriend Troy Holt about him cheating, he doused her couches with snow cone syrup.
Okay, Mr. Holt, do you have other children other than this child?
Yes, I do.
Where are your other children?
One's with her, and the other one's with her mother.
One child is with her mother. Do you pay child support for that
Yes,
child?
I do.
How much do you pay in child support?
Well, before she took me to the DA, and they came down with a price, I was paying her about $100 every 2 weeks.
So out of this $20-some-odd thousand, you were paying child support in the amount of $200 a month or $2,400 a year. So let me hear how you bought this television set and this DVD player and the PlayStation and all that other stuff that you claim that you stole that was yours.
Well, I mean, I get 2 tapes a month. I got a proof right here that I've been going to this guy for years, that I've been buying videotapes from him for years.
What's the rent on the place where you live?
$1,265 with our water and trash. It's come to $1,300.
Who paid the rent?
I paid the rent.
Just a minute. Did you have a joint account?
No, we didn't.
Your Honor, she didn't pay everything at that house. I gave out of each paycheck from $500 to $550 to $600 every single 2 weeks.
That's impossible, sir, on your earnings.
I was bringing home $1,400, $1,500 a month. So how is that impossible? I would barely have money for myself. I would ask her, where's the groceries at?
Grow up.
You grow up.
Okay, you have to understand, Ms. Leday, when people live together, there is no way that a court is going to be able to, or wants to, make everybody whole.
Right.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
You chose not to get married. You said he's got a lot of impediments to marriage, but not a lot of impediments to living with him and having a child with him. There are no statutes like there are when you're married. You're married, everything is community property in some states, or it's depending upon who purchased it. When you live together for 5.5 years, no court is going to go back over history to decide whose tape was that, and who made the mess here, and who broke that dish, and who broke that picture frame. It's just not going to happen unless there's a specific act of vandalism. Clearly, according to the police report, there were specific acts of vandalism. You have bills for the sofas that you bought, and they were, in fact, not purchased in February of '01, but according to this bill, they were purchased in August of 2000.
Yes.
All right, so you were mistaken. They weren't purchased just a few months ago.
Okay, I'm
Doesn't
sorry.
make any difference.
Okay, I'm
You
sorry.
paid, not $1,700, as you quoted in the police report, but you paid for them a total of $1,432. That you're going to get back from Mr. Holt because he purposefully destroyed them, making them impossible for anybody to use. The police officer also indicates that the bedroom furniture was totally destroyed because he took the drawers out of the furniture, threw them around, making them incapable of being put back. Now, you only paid how much for that?
I paid $600, but it was in '99. It was a while.
Do you have a bill?
I just have a letter from her because it was from a friend.
No, I'm not taking this letter from
Your
a
Honor.
friend.
Okay.
What?
That she bought from a lady in Compton for $175
I'm not
because she
dealing
was
with
trying.
that.
The
I'm not
drawers
dealing
were
with that.
already out.
I'm not dealing with
Okay.
it. Fine. Can't destroy property. It's not nice. Now, you have any bills for the TV, VCR, et
Do
cetera?
I? No.
Yeah,
She
well, then I-
took everything out of the
Then
drawers.
I can't help you.
But
She may have
I
taken-
do have bills of what she did take and how much it accumulated to.
I'm going to take a look at them, sir.
Okay.
You need a bill. And if she took everything, then you go back to the store where you bought the TV or where you bought the VCR, and you say, I lost my bill. Get me a duplicate bill, please. Did you do that?
No, I just went and got these tapes. They're just the tapes that I accumulated over the years. It was mine and my daughter's when it was our special moment together.
Do you still have visitation with your daughter?
No, I got to take her to court to get visitation.
All right. Let me just see his list so he feels as if I've looked at it.
May I say something? Your
Sure.
Honor? The tapes that he's speaking about are Dragon Ball Z cartoon tapes. Mr. Holt and I purchased those tapes together because our daughter enjoys those tapes. Mr. Holt told me when he was crying to me 2 weeks after his little affair, he called me 2 weeks telling me that he was sorry and that he still loved me, and whatever I do, keep the Dragon Ball Z tapes for Taylor and to just make sure that I keep the collection up. I told him, I said, okay, fine. I can do that with no problem. The TV...
I'm not dealing with the TV.
Okay, we're out for the TV.
Forget
You
the
just said
TV,
that.
forget the
Okay.
VCR. My question is, do you have the tape?
I sure do. And
I
his-
want you to do me this favor.
Okay,
Oh, you can do me a favor, we'll put it in order.
okay,
I want you to box up the tapes.
okay.
In really good condition.
I will.
And give them back to him.
Okay.
Because if he eventually gets visitation with the child, then he'll be able to watch them with her. And if he doesn't, he can sit and watch them himself. Okay, go ahead.
I've been collecting these tapes and a lot of this stuff for a long time. Now, these tapes I put on shelves. They're in like mint condition. I collect these tapes because they add up to pictures. She's the type of person that will let everybody just take them, bend them up, wreck them up.
You're getting your tapes back.
Messed
She's
up?
not paying for them. There's no proof that they're messed up, sir.
When she hands them to me, it will be.
I didn't hear what he said. Did you hear what he said? So I'm not interested in what he said. There's no proof that they're messed up, sir. She doesn't appear to be the kind of woman that if her daughter wanted to watch a tape, what she would do is she would purposefully damage it so her daughter couldn't watch it. So you're going to get your tapes back within 5 days, and you owe $1,432 for the couch. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Make sure a woman doesn't help you out with nothing. You do it all on your own.
Nobody likes him except for the Happy Meal that he have right now. He traded in filet mignon and lobster for a Happy Meal, and he has to be the toy. So that's what you get.
And now the next case.
All parties on Bennett versus Handel. Step forward, please.
30-year-old horticulturist Lisa Bennett is suing her ex-boyfriend, 28-year-old photographer John Handel, for a series of unpaid loans and damage to her home.
Ms. Bennett, according to your complaint, you met the defendant, began dating, he lost his job, you lent him some money, broke up, now you want it back.
Yes, Your Honor.
Defendant says that he acknowledges that he owes you some money, but 1/3 of what you are claiming. So, when did you meet him? When did you start to make these loans, and for what?
He was my next-door neighbor. We met about a year prior to us dating, and About a month after we had dated, he didn't have any money because he lost his job. He refused to go to work. He would lie to his boss and said...
Don't tell me, but he lost his job.
He lost his job, and he didn't have money to cover the December bills. So I took his sob story, and I paid for all of the bills for the month of December. In January, he didn't have any money to cover the month of January either, so I agreed to let him move in with me on the 15th. He did give me $250 for rent, and that was about it. And he lived with me for a month and a half before I finally was at my wit's ends with him and kicked him out.
How much were the bills that you paid for him in the month of December?
December, the rent was $595 times 28% interest for 6 months.
Just give me $595.
$595 in rent and $422.20 in other things like car insurance and his electric, cable, things like that.
Then he moved in with you?
Yes.
Where does the other money come from?
The first thing is he spilled chlorophyll on my beige carpet in my spare bedroom, so I feel that...
When did he spill this on your carpet?
About 2 weeks after he moved in, and he promised me that he would pay to have the carpet cleaned.
Did you have it cleaned?
Yes, I did.
How much was it to have it cleaned?
$91.50.
Did you promise to have the carpet cleaned?
Yes.
What's next?
He also put a hole in the wall when he was moving out that he needs to...
Did you put a hole in the wall?
I was disassembling my computer desk. A piece had fallen over and punched a hole about this size in the wall, and I did offer to pay for that repair.
And what is that repair?
That was at $25.
What's next?
That's it, minus the interest from my credit card debt.
The bills alone that you paid for him come to $1,133.50. Where do you get $3,000 from?
Because I have a 6-month interest fee on the December charges that I did for him. The interest is mounting, and I feel that he should pay that because he did put those on my credit cards knowing that he was going to have to pay the interest as well.
No, you never told me that he agreed to pay interest.
He knew that there was going to be interest because I put them on my credit cards.
We're still not up to $3,000, Miss Bennett.
He also ran up my phone bill while he was living there. He did not pay any expenses. I paid for his food. I paid for everything when he was living there for a month and a half.
So?
Well, I think that he should pay for at least part of the phone bill that he ran up.
Did you have that as an agreement with him?
He was supposed to pay me some money back as soon as he got a job, which he never did.
So he never did.
Your Honor, there was some conversation between Lisa and I stating that of what I was willing to give her. At the time I had lost my job, at that time she offered for me to come live with her. There was no, you owe me, you know, after this is over or till you get back on your feet.
No, listen to me, sir. She feels as if you should pay her for the time that you were living there some of the expenses. But there was never that agreement. She feels as if it would be right. Well, we don't deal with that in court. We deal with what contracts are made. Contracts are made either verbally or...
I have contracts here, Your Honor.
Contracts from what?
One from my witness who couldn't make it.
Forget it. I'm not interested. Take it, throw it in the garbage. Next.
It's another witness statement.
Take it and throw it in the garbage. What else?
I have a check here that I had given her.
You gave her a check for how much?
$200.
Was that for expenses while you were living there?
Yes, just for, that's the only money I could come across at the time I was unemployed.
Fine, so you still owe her $1,133.50, right?
Okay.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He was sleeping until 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He didn't go on one job interview the whole time he was with me, so I was pretty much had it by the time I kicked him out.
I told her that I would start paying her as soon as I started working, and I only started working about 3 weeks ago.
Never lend a guy money without a job.
Her daughter is in my custody.
Her child was taken from her.
I had told her that I wanted to come and get my daughter, and she kept saying no.
Is she an unfit mother?
This isn't the first child that you've lost custody of.
Or was she framed by a friend?
This lady lies. Nobody talks about her and how she been doing drugs, men.
A desperate mom fights for her family.
She's not going to get her hands on my daughter.
Judge Judy.
You kidnapped her.
Shh. You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinman. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy. 37-year-old homemaker Terry Baker is suing her former friend, 37-year-old activities director Tanya Williams, for the return of personal property and for unpaid bills. Tanya has a countersuit for storage fees, car damage, and lost wages.
Order. All rise. Now, this is case number 442 on the calendar in the matter of Baker versus Williams. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Miss Baker, you have one child?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
You and the defendant know each other because, according to what I read, each of you has children who have the same father.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Neither of you are seeing this father anymore,
That's correct.
but that's how you know each other.
That's correct.
Yes.
And there came a time, sometime last summer, that you accepted a position in Alaska,
Yes, ma'am.
and you asked the defendant to not only store your belongings for you,
Yes, ma'am.
but also to take care of your daughter.
That is correct.
How old is your daughter?
She's 4.
And how old are your children?
22, 20, 17, and 16.
Those are the half-siblings.
Yes.
And they know each other.
Yes, they do.
And they have a nice relationship.
Yes, they do.
That's a good thing. And you agreed to take care of the child,
Yes.
as well as to make arrangements to store her property.
Yes.
She was supposed to send you money every month
Yes, she
for
was.
storage, and you were going to also pay some of her bills because you had your mail forwarded to her house.
Yes, ma'am. I
Yes.
did.
And it is your claim that despite the fact that you sent her money, she refuses to return property that she was to store for you,
That's correct.
that she didn't pay your bills as she was supposed to, and that she used the money on herself.
Yes, ma'am.
And you, Miss Williams, say that that's all untrue, that she sent you very little money during the time that she was away. And as a matter of fact, she owes you money for 10 months' worth of storage bills for her property, and that you paid whatever bills you could from the little money you sent, and you have a counterclaim.
Yes.
Your counterclaim is for that, for storage and other things, and also you claim that she caused some substantial damage to your personal property when she was angry over something.
Mm-hmm.
When did you accept this job in Alaska?
In June 2001,
What kind of job was it?
seafood processing.
Had you ever done that work before?
No, ma'am, I had never.
Why did you decide to leave your daughter and go to Alaska?
I needed the funding, and I got lots of overtime hours in this job.
Did you have a place to live there?
They provided everything: room, board, fooding.
And how much were you earning there?
I was making $6.75, Your Honor, overtime plus double time on the weekends.
On any given week, how much would you bring home?
I would get paid once a month after taxes. I would bring home $2,038 a month.
Okay. And you started working when?
The last part of July.
The last part of July?
Yes, ma'am. What happened, the fishermen went on strike the day that we got there. So no work, no pay.
So how were you surviving?
They were still providing food, and board is free. When you work for the canneries, it's all free.
Did you contact the defendant and tell her that you weren't making any money?
Yes, ma'am, I sure did.
Okay,
I told
but
her-
starting July, you started to make money.
I did.
Fine. And when did you return home?
I returned home December 16th.
So how much did you send each month to the defendant?
The first time I sent the sum of $550. Second month I sent $525, and I sent her, I'm not quite, but I sent money twice in August.
Your Honor, I have received none of this money. I received money one time, and it was for specific bills of hers.
How much did you receive?
Altogether, I received about $550. That was for her bills that she stated which ones she wanted it for.
Do you have a letter there from her indicating which bills she wanted you to pay?
Nope. She called me on the phone saying which ones and that they would come.
Which bills were they? Do you remember?
She wanted for her furniture. That was her biggest thing, which was Hometown Furniture that has since gone out of business, and her Spiegel bill.
Can you prove that you sent her any more than $550?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Let me see. Well, I have a Western Union to you as the recipient indicating $750.
Yeah, but 200 of that was for her oldest son.
No, ma'am, it was not.
Just a minute. Well, you didn't mention anything about $750. Are you telling me that you got $750 and she told you to give some money to her oldest son?
Yes.
Well, tell me about that.
She had sent the money, and I was supposed to give her oldest son $200 of that money.
How old is
She's
he?
lying,
He
Your Honor.
is,
She's lying.
I'm not sure, he's like 21.
How did you give it to him?
When he came over, he came over to visit his sister. He is the only one out of the family that ever did come over.
She wouldn't let him visit his sister at her home. She would not let him visit.
I don't know whether she would or whether she wouldn't.
She wouldn't, and she's lying.
Okay. Is this the only money that you received? The $750, $200 of which you gave to the
Your
son?
Honor,
All
I
right,
have a
Miss Baker.
letter
let me-
from Western Union that I sent the $200.
No. Listen to me. Do you have any proof? See, here you have a Western Union.
I had Western Union send me my receipt billings. This is the proof where I sent my son. His name is on that. Directly to my son, not to her.
And she could have sent that to him, but
Same
that's all
month,
fine
Your
and
Honor.
good, but
If
all
you
she
see
sent
the
me
same
was that
month-
amount of money.
Okay. Let us say this, Miss Baker. Let us assume that I believe you, that you sent her $750.
Yes,
Okay?
I did.
Fine. Do you have any proof that in the 6 months that you were away that you sent her any more money?
I have another receipt for $100 here.
Well, I'd like to see it, please.
Here you are.
Well, this doesn't say who this $100 was sent to.
No, I didn't fill it. I let her fill it out in her name because at the time I didn't know her real name. So I would send the
You
money
left
order.
your daughter with somebody and you didn't know their real name?
I know her name, but I didn't know her marriage name. I didn't know her real name, in other words. I did not know her name.
Your Honor, I
Just-
don't know why she would not know my name.
Just 1 second.
I knew her name, but I didn't know her marriage name. I always know her as Tanya Humphreys.
What I'm telling you is, in September, you knew her name, Tanya Williams.
Yes.
That's because that's when you send the Western Union.
I had asked
so why
her what
wouldn't
was
you?
her marriage name, Your Honor. I
All
said,
right.
what is
Did
your
you receive
marriage?
$100?
No, ma'am.
Yes, she did.
And as far as her not knowing my name, the last time I was known as Humphreys was 20 years ago. She's only known me as Williams.
Listen, I don't believe that. for a
That's
second.
right,
All right,
'cause
listen to me. Miss Baker, what other proofs do you have of monies that you sent to her?
Well, Your Honor, I was going to send her $1,600 in child payments.
Just a second. Show me proof showing how much
my
you sent.
receipts are in my storage at her home because I sent my boxes to her house.
Listen to me.
I got my work receipts.
Listen to me,
Okay.
madam.
I have work receipts.
Listen to me, madam. Work receipts merely indicate that you got paid.
And I didn't mishandle my funding.
Miss Baker, work receipts only show that you got paid. However, you were able to get from Western Union a printout of what Western Union funds they had sent on a particular date, right? So all you can establish is that you sent her $750 over
Yes.
the 6 months that you were there.
Yes.
That's all you can establish.
That's all I can establish. Your
Right.
Honor.
So that's what we got. Now, what was your agreement with her as far as how much money you were supposed to send?
I was agreed for child care only is what she was concerned about.
How much were you supposed to send her every month?
$349.
So you didn't send that because you don't have any proof that you sent that every month.
That is correct.
That would have been $2,100 in child care. And what about the storage? You asked her to store your stuff in a storage unit?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
She made the initial payment. I told her I would pay her back. I sent her money faithfully every month, Your Honor.
You don't have any proof of that.
Not at this moment.
Well, this is the moment that counts. This is the
I
moment we're in
understand.
court.
But I don't have proof. It's in my boxes at her home.
How much was the storage each month?
$59 a month.
Did you pay it?
Yes, I did.
Can I
I am
see proof,
currently
please?
paying it.
Your Honor, that storage was supposed to be put in my name. She did not do that. She put it in her name. I cannot get access to my storage.
Your Honor, you cannot rent something in somebody else's name.
She could
You
put
have to
in care of.
sign
I
a-
spoke with the lady. She said
Whatever,
she
you
could put
didn't
in
pay
care
for
of
it.
on there.
She's
That
not
is
going to let you
right.
get your stuff and stip
No,
her for the
I
money.
paid her for that storage.
No, you didn't.
Your Honor, you must know that this storage contains all my home items, okay?
So?
Well over $13,000 worth of stuff. She is not going to get her hands on my storage.
She doesn't want your hands on the storage. She just wants
Oh,
you to
but
pay.
she won't turn over my storage. She's sitting here lying, saying that I
listen to
knew
me.
I paid my storage.
Listen to me. You have no proof that you paid your storage.
I got to talk to the lady at the storage. She
Listen
said
to
that.
me. This is the time. You have no proof
Well,
that you
could you
paid your
have her to
storage.
turn my storage over to me, Your Honor, please?
Excuse me?
Could you have her to turn my storage to me?
She wants to return your storage over. She doesn't want to continue to pay for it. She wants you to stuff out of this so she can close up the storage as long as you pay her for the storage. Where is her daughter?
I'm the one who.
I'm speaking.
Her daughter is in my custody right now.
And she shouldn't be.
I
You
have
kidnapped her.
CPS
Shh, I don't want you to speak to her.
I have CPS papers right here stating why and that there is a case pending.
Pending. Let me just take a look at it.
All allegations she brought against me so she could continue to get money fraudulent for my daughter. Nobody but her, but nobody talks about her and how she been doing drugs, men.
Who are you, sir? Who are you, sir?
He's my witness that I sent all this stuff here.
Who are you, sir?
Herbie, come here.
You listen to her, Herbert, very fast. How are you related to her?
He's a witness for me, Your Honor.
I want him to speak. He can't be a witness unless he speaks. How are you related to her, sir?
I met her at King Cove, Alaska.
So you met her in Alaska?
Working with her.
Thank you. Sit down. I just wanted to know how you know her.
Yeah, and I have a list of items about my things in storage.
Just a second. I don't want you to talk to me about your things in storage. You're going to get your stuff back from storage. We're just going to make arrangements for the payments for storage. I want you to be very quiet. Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. Now, at what stage of the proceedings are the child protective proceedings with regard to a permanent order?
We go back in 2 weeks.
Does Miss Baker have any visitation with her daughter?
When we went to court this time, that was tried to be worked out. It was worked out. She disagreed with it, so the judge took it away and said, if you want visitation, you can go through CPS.
She's lying.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I did not come to discuss kids, Judge Judy.
What about your child that she was taking care of? That's part of the lawsuit.
I just want the truth to come out, and the truth of it is, this lady lies.
Terry Baker says former friend Tanya Williams owes for unpaid bills and for the return of her property.
Miss Baker, it really isn't urgently important for the resolution.
I need to talk about my storage, Your Honor.
I already told you I'm going to resolve your storage.
Okay.
So then I want you to be quiet today. You're going to get all your stuff out of storage. It's very important, Miss Baker, for you to pay attention to what I'm saying to you. I'm going to make an order that Miss Williams, on her counterclaim, will be receiving money to pay off the storage, and I will give you a date certain.
I paid her money for the storage.
I don't want. No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. I paid her money for the storage.
Miss Baker, you're not
helping.
You're not helping yourself.
I have paid Miss Williams. I sent her money for bills, for storage. I sent her all this money.
You didn't send her all this money, madam.
Yes,
You sent
I
her
did.
$750.
I have a witness here. He can tell you that I sent money. He's been with me from the day one I was at the cannery.
Stand up. How many times did you go to Western Union to send money with the plaintiff? How many times?
About 4 different times.
And did you see who she sent money to?
She sent it to Tanya Williams.
You saw her write that out?
She showed me the receipt that she was sending.
She showed it to you?
Yes.
And how much did she send on these 4 occasions, Herbert?
I gave her about $400.
Why didn't she... Don't speak. Why didn't she use her own money?
She had bills to pay. That she told me that she needed some help.
So she told you she needed money from you in addition to the $2,000 a month that she was earning from the cannery.
She said she would pay me back, which she did.
Thank you. Sit down.
On more than one occasion, Your Honor. He helped me because when I first got there, like I explained...
Miss Baker, I want you to be quiet and just listen.
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to get your furniture. I have a sense that you have a problem in court, which is why the judge terminated your visitation with your daughter.
He did not, Your Honor. He told me to arrange visitation, but I had to come here. So when I get back, I anticipate on arranging visitation.
Miss Baker, this isn't the first child that you've lost custody of. Is that right?
That's a lie.
You have another child?
I have 3 children altogether, Your Honor.
How old are the other children? You have a 22-year-old son.
No, ma'am, that's a lie. I have a 23-year-old.
23-year-old son. And your other child is how old?
He's 7.
And where does he live?
He's in foster care because of his father, neglect and abuse. That's the reason he's in foster care. Nothing by me. Nothing by what I've done.
Were your parental rights terminated with regard to that child?
And they were.
Okay. Listen to me. I want you to try very hard. If you're in court, you're supposed to try to understand and focus on what the issue is.
My suit is...
this is an easy issue.
I understand,
this
but
is
my
money.
suit is
I'm telling
about
you.
my money that I gave her and about my storage unit. That's what I come here. I didn't come
Miss
to
Williams.
discuss kids.
Yes.
Miss Williams.
Yes.
I did not come to discuss kids, Judge Judy. I did not do this. I come to talk about my things in storage, my funding that I give to this lady.
What about your child that she was taking care of? That's part of the lawsuit. You said you gave her money.
She did not give her back on the contract. That is correct. She did not give my child back on the contract. So therefore, the contract between her and I was void because she didn't honor up to it.
All right. Listen to me. How much is owed on the storage? At this point, I see $354 on storage.
I don't have the readout.
You want to go through this vandalism?
I have a picture of the window on my Durango. I did not see her do it. However, she had broke my front room window, which she got arrested for doing. The day after she got out, my Durango window was broken.
Okay, let's forget about it. In all probability, that's what happened, but you have no proof that that's what happened.
Okay.
And that happened the day after the vandalism
The day
of
after
your
she
house.
got out of jail for it, yes.
And that was as a result of her coming to your house to try to get her daughter?
Yes.
No, that was not. That was after Christmas. She's lying again. That was after Christmas. After I had told her on ample amount of times that I wanted to come and get my daughter, and she kept saying, no, let her stay here for Christmas. She had made other plans. I said, fine. 26, I'll be there to get my daughter. I come to 26, she was not there again.
Don't say anything else, Miss.
I just want the truth to come out, and the truth of it is, this lady lies.
Miss Williams, on your counterclaim,
Yes, ma'am.
you're going to get the $354 for the storage unit. As a matter of fact, I'm going to round it out to $400 so that we cover all bases.
But she haven't paid. Not with her money. She been paying it with my money.
And then I will prepare an order that you are to release that property, put her name on it, and within 5 days from today's date, you can go and reclaim your property from storage. Do you understand, Miss Baker?
I understand
5
I
days
ain't broke
from
her
today.
car window out while she's standing here lying on me again.
5 days
I understand
from today.
that.
Okay? And may I suggest to you, Miss Williams, and I'm certain that the courts will indicate to you in 2 weeks when you go back for a final order, that whatever custody visitation is made with regard to Miss Baker be under supervised circumstances.
It's already
in place.
Yes.
All right. Good luck.
And
The
she
court will
already
prepare that
mind her
order.
business,
That order
bring
on
up
your
them
counterclaim, I'm awarding you
children she got.
$400. There's also some indication here that there's a sofa in your house.
There is.
Which is
All right.
okay. Let's talk about the sofa.
We're going to
It's
talk
cut
about.
up,
We're
Your
going
Honor.
to talk about the sofa.
It's all cut up because of her.
Miss Baker, we're going to talk about the sofa.
Okay, let's
Within-
talk about my things in storage. Yeah, we can go there.
The
Cause
sofa
she ain't
may-
getting
do you
no
know where she's
$300
living?
out of me.
Do you know where she's living?
She
I
don't
believe
need to
she's
know where
living
I'm
at her
living.
sister's house.
Well, she has to know where to send the sofa.
No. She don't have to know what's in my sofa at. Not like I don't want the sofa back. I want
Good,
my money.
perfect.
My sofa's brand new.
Listen to me. 5 days you have to go and reclaim your stuff, Miss Baker. We'll prepare an order. It'll be very clear.
Your Honor,
Thank
there's
you. That's
more
all.
stuff there than my sofa.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Tanya ain't heard the last from me. She got more than my sofa there.
I'm very happy the way that it came out.
Man, it's been frustrating from day one.
It's been ongoing, and I'm assuming it will continue.
She gonna come and say, well, she gonna be my friend, blase, blah, but friends don't do friends like this.
I hope it's over, but I don't think it will be.
She ain't heard the last of me. She ain't seen the last of me neither.
She won't stop until she's locked up, probably.
Tanya better watch out for me because I'm out to get her now.
To take care of a small child and get them out of this environment, it's well worth it.
She can see this and know I'm gonna get her.
A man attacked in his car.
He comes around and starts punching through the window, and he's like trying to pull me out of the car.
Runs his attackers down.
All of a sudden, his car starts up and comes back on me.
I just hear like a screaming noise. Call the police. He tried to run us over.
Was this a senseless hate crime?
He's a white supremacist.
Don't go
I
there.
went to jail. They lied.
Quiet.
Or just plain senseless?
They arrested me for assault with a deadly weapon.
Judge Judy.
Let me tell you what I believe happened.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinman. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy. 42-year-old automobile technician David Smoot is suing 40-year-old property manager Jeff Andrews and tow truck driver John Rentallen for having him falsely arrested. John says that David tried to run him down in a car.
Order. All rise. Yes, this is case number 492 on the calendar in the matter of Smoot versus Andres Rentallen. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Andreas is the apartment manager of an apartment complex where your girlfriend lives. But she is a tenant. Is that right?
That's correct.
And you also live there, even though you're not on the lease.
Yes, I've been living there for over a year and a half now, Your Honor.
But you're not on the lease.
No.
According to your complaint, Mr. Andreas was having your car towed by the defendant, and you came home to find your car up being loaded onto a flatbed truck or a car that you were working on. It wasn't your car. And an altercation took place, and as a result of that altercation, you were arrested. You claim you were falsely arrested. So you are suing both defendants for having you falsely arrested. Is that what this case is about?
As well as the loss of the car, Your Honor. That's correct.
And ultimately, this car was, in fact, towed and was sold.
That's correct.
How long had this car been parked at the apartment complex?
For 2 days, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Mr. Andreas?
No, that's not correct. It was parked there on 2 different occasions.
When for the first time was it parked there?
It was the beginning of the new year.
And how long was it there then?
I would say at least 3 days. I almost had it towed before.
Now, why did you almost have it towed the first time, sir?
Because I had informed Mr. Smoot that it was tenant parking only.
When did you first inform him of that?
Before the new year. He had a truck parked there, and I asked that it be removed. It was unregistered.
Okay. Whose truck was that, sir?
I had borrowed a truck, okay, because I'm an auto mechanic by trade, and sometimes I have different vehicles when I come home from work. I parked probably 5 or 6 different vehicles there while Jeff was the manager. But
there came a time when there was a problem, Mr. Smoot.
Yeah, there was a problem. And I don't understand it, why there was a problem, because of the fact that, first of all, I brought a witness with me, Norma, which is the tenant that resides in number 18, that gave me permission to use her unoccupied stall. I also have a letter here from the property owner, and I can let her read the letter. The letter was
Just a minute. Did you ever see a copy of this letter?
No, ma'am. No, Your Honor.
Not to mention the fact that he was also terminated as the manager for not getting along with the other tenants in the building. I also have a letter of the change.
Has nothing to do with this.
That's not correct, Your Honor.
What do you mean, what's not correct?
I called the owner after the incident, and I asked, did he give permission? And he said, no, he didn't. He had instructed the tenant in number 20 to deal with me on the vehicle.
Whatever.
That's a lie.
I mean, I'm not taking this letter as gospel because it is just a letter. His letter is not sworn deposition. Just curious as to what he said. All right, but Mr. Smoot, you were told by the apartment manager that he didn't want these cars that you were fixing back and forth on the property. That would be a fair statement?
No, that would not be a fair statement, Your Honor.
Well, let me ask you this question. Are you a tenant in that building?
Well, I live there.
No. You're not on the lease. You're not on anybody's lease.
I'm not on the lease. That is correct,
You're not on the lease.
Your Honor.
So you are not a tenant.
No.
Is there a sign on the property that says parking for tenants only?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
Yes.
I have a photograph that
Let me see it.
that shows the sign right by the tenant's, his girlfriend's parking space.
Of course, there would be a sign that say tenants parking only. Anyway, there was a problem, and he decided to have your car towed. What happened when you came home and found your car being towed, Mr. Smoot? It wasn't your car, by the way. It was a car that you were fixing.
Yes, the car was operable. The only reason that the vehicle was parked inside of the stall is because the vehicle was not legal to have it on the street. And so I asked Mrs. Norma Wilt, my witness, if it was okay to park the vehicle there until I had a time to get the vehicle taken out and take it to the shop so that I can perform the services
So just a second, so you were really using this property as part of your business?
No.
You were.
If I park a
No,
vehicle?
you were. You were using this as part of your business. This was not your car. You were, in fact, storing it for business purposes until you could work on it. This was not your personal car for your personal use. It was a business car, and it shouldn't have been there. I don't care whose permission you have. It should not have been there. What happens, for instance, if this vehicle was dangerous for some reason and exploded? Let's say somebody was injured as a result of something that happened because of that car. Who do you think would be responsible? Who would be responsible, Mr. Smoot?
I would probably say the property owner.
That is exactly right.
But we had permission. I had permission from the
No, you did not. No. I don't believe that you had permission from the property
Yes.
owner, sir. I have no evidence that you had permission
I
from the
had
property
permission.
owner. The property owner's not here.
No, but Miss Dolores Harris is.
No, Ms.
As well
Dolores
as-
Harris is a tenant. She is not the property owner. And if something happened as a result of that car being there, she would not be responsible. The owner of the building would be responsible because they permitted that vehicle to be there. If that vehicle spewed oil all over the place and that oil caught fire somehow and there was damage or somebody was injured, it is the owner of the premises that would be responsible, not this lady who gave you permission to park the car there. She had no right to give you permission to engage in a business in her parking space. In any event, I'm telling you, just in case you think you're 100% right, you're not.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. David Smoot claims Jeff Andrews and John Rintalin had him falsely arrested. John says David tried to run him over in a car.
Now let's get back to, you come home and you find your car being towed. What happened?
I came through the fence, and I said, Jeff, what are you doing? I said, you know how I make a living? I said, I make a living on working on cars. And I said, this vehicle doesn't even belong to me. I said, why are you going to, tow the vehicle? I said, I can't afford to pay for this guy's vehicle and pay for it to get it out of impound and stuff like that. And he said, I told you that you had until the end of the day to get it out of here. And I said, but it's not the end of the day. It's only 1:30 or so. That's why I came home from lunch to get the vehicle, to take it off so that it wasn't going to create a problem. And he said, I don't care. He goes, I'm towing it away anyways. And so I proceeded to jump in the car. The tow truck driver was probably about 15 yards away, 20 yards away from the car. And what happened is that he had jumped...
No, just a second. You're going to get a chance to tell me your version of the events.
He had jumped in the tow truck, and I had gotten in the car. And so the tow truck is kind of like at an angle, and I'm trying to back out, and then he just gets real close to the back of the vehicle, trying to like block me in. And then Jeff comes around and starts like punching through the window, trying to get me out of the car. And he's like hitting me on the side of my head and stuff like that while the car is running. I had the car running, and it wasn't really running that good, and it's a stick shift. I had the thing in reverse, and he's like trying to pull me out of the car, and this thing is idling.
Just a second, please. You're going to have an opportunity. Don't interrupt again.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's like idling, and he's like trying to pull me out of the car, and my foot like lunged off of the clutch while it was in reverse, and it just kind of like jumped back. And then all of a sudden, I just hear like a screaming noise from his wife, and they're saying, do you have any insurance? Do you have any insurance? Call the police. Call the police. We just, he tried to run us over. He tried to run us over. And they were trying to say that his leg was hurt. And when the police got there, they came and they took a little tiny red little irritation mark or something on a picture, a photo, and they asked him if he wanted to go to the hospital. He said no. At the same time while this was happening, just prior to that, I said, I'm going to go call the police myself. And so as I attempted to go down the hallway at my apartment, the police were right there, and they arrested me. And I said, I'm the one you're looking for, because I wanted to call the police, but they were there, and they turned me around and they arrested me for.
You got it? You
they
got
said,
all this, Bert?
I got all that.
They said assault with a deadly weapon. So these guys, Your Honor, I know the guy. I never had nothing against him, but he's a white supremacist. He's got tattoos all over him. And
don't go there. Don't listen to me.
I'm just saying.
Don't go there.
I went to jail. They lied. I had a felony. I was looking at 1 year. I was looking at 1 year in jail. Okay. I missed about 17 days on a jury trial. Okay. I was finally found not guilty. Okay. And I missed
Just
all
a second,
time.
but you went to trial. Is that
Right.
correct? At the end of the people's case, was the case dismissed, or did you put on a case? Did you testify yourself?
I testified myself.
Then you presented a case. So the case was not dismissed after the people's case. Is that right?
I was found not guilty.
You're not following my question because you're just resisting it? There are two parts of a case. Don't you watch television?
Okay.
The district attorney presents their case.
Right.
And at the end of that case, the defendant, if the defendant wishes, presents their case.
Yes.
At the end of the people's case, the judge finds that there is insufficient evidence to support any kind of a verdict. The judge will direct the verdict for the defendant and dismiss the case. If there is sufficient evidence to go forward, then the judge hears the defendant's case. And then after that entire case, The judge has to make a decision beyond a reasonable doubt whether the allegations are true. Just because you were found not guilty doesn't mean you're not guilty. Just doesn't mean that they were not satisfied beyond a reasonable doubt that you were guilty. Do you understand the difference?
I understand.
All right. Now you've told your story. By the way, who got nicked with the car?
I did, Your Honor.
All right. So then I'm going to start with you, sir. You want to tell me you're called there to tow the truck?
We were called by Mr. Andrews to tow a vehicle, and I had my truck right up to the back of the vehicle that I was going to tow away. And that's when this gentleman over here jumped over the fence and came running up to the car, screaming and yelling, "What are you doing taking my car? You ain't taking it?" And yes, he is. You ain't. It went on like this for a while. This was the guy that signed the paperwork that I had, the permission that he wants me to take this off the property, this paper here. And I said, "Well, am I taking it?" He goes, "Yes, take it." Okay. So I went to hook it up underneath the vehicle. I reached down, I go into the car to hook it up, and all of a sudden this car starts up and comes back on me, and I'm under the car hooking it up. And so I jumped up out of the way, and as I come up out of the way, this gentleman here running around the front of the car and pulled him off from the driver's seat because he was running, and his wife screamed, "Oh my God, he ran over the tow truck driver."
Okay. Now, before you hook up the car, did you see Mr. Andreas go over to the plaintiff at all? Was there any altercation in the car at all?
No, Your Honor. Mr. Andrews was standing to the rear of the car to my right, and they're arguing about taking the car, not taking the car.
And how far away were they from each other when they were arguing?
The car is between them.
Okay, the car was between them at that point.
Oh, yeah.
And he was not in the car at that point?
Not even.
So he got in the car as you went to hook it up?
I don't know when he got into the car, Your Honor. I was under the car, then I hear the car start up. I didn't see him get in the car. So he was still standing up. I went under the car, then he jumped in the car, I assume, started it up, proceeded to back up on me. I jumped out of the way, and that's when he ran around.
So you saw him run around at that point?
I was coming back up from behind the car, yes, Your Honor.
Now, I'd like to see a copy of the police report.
I have that. I brought
I'd
that
like
for
to
you
see
today.
it, please. The police report and the police at the scene noted injuries to the defendant, Mr. Rintalin, minor injuries, but injuries to the leg consistent with being hit by the car that you were driving. The police officer examined your entire head area where you had claimed that you were repeatedly punched.
Just hit on the side.
No, you said repeatedly punched is what you said. The police officer who examined you found absolutely no evidence of any bruises, marks, or anything else, and there were no visible injuries anywhere. So, Mr. Smoot, let me tell you what I believe happened, sir. I believe that perhaps Mr. Andreas acted precipitously. He had told you before not to park your business cars there. You did. And maybe he just decided he had had enough, whatever it is. He didn't give you till the end of the day. You came home and you were furious.
That's not true.
I don't care what you say, sir. Why don't you listen to me now?
Okay.
I'm speaking, sir.
Okay.
You came, you saw the car being towed. You were furious that it was being towed. I do not believe that Mr. Andreas punched you at any time other than trying to get you out of the car after you had hit this gentleman here with the car.
That's not true. Okay.
So, you don't like my ruling? There is no appeal. The district attorney believed that you, in fact, acted improperly when you got into that car and attempted to move it when somebody was attempting to do their job and hook it up to be towed. You have an alternative, Mr. Smoot, and your alternative was they tow the car to a lot at that time. If you feel as if you have been wronged, you deal with it. But what you did was you started a confrontation. And as a result of that confrontation, he could have been seriously injured because you were hot and you were not looking where he was when you got into that car.
That's not true, Your Honor. That's
not
true.
Oh, yes, it is, sir.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is, sir.
That's not
Listen
true.
to me. Put your hand down.
That's not true.
I don't care what you say, sir. I'm telling you it's true. You weren't concerned about anybody's safety at that point but the car.
I work on cars, and I know what a vehicle would do when you put a vehicle in reverse and then actually try running over a person.
Then what were you doing in the car, sir?
Because I was moving.
No. What were you doing in the car.
I was going to move the car. The tow truck was not in position to have the vehicle.
Then how did he get hit?
He wasn't hit.
Oh, yes, he was.
I have.
Oh, yes, he was.
He was trying. He was trying to make money out of this deal. Okay.
No, sir. Let me ask you this question, Mr. Hey, quiet. Did they sue you?
Did who sue me? These guys?
Pay attention to my question.
Okay.
Did he sue you?
No, but
Just a second.
No, he did not.
Well, if he did not sue you, sir, then he was not trying to make money off this situation.
Because he found out that he found out that there wasn't any insurance on that unregistered vehicle. That was the first thing that came out of his mouth.
Just a second. He could sue you.
That's true.
You work.
Right.
He doesn't have to sue the person whose vehicle it was. He could sue you. So, if he didn't sue you, then he's not the one trying to make money off of this situation. You are.
I'm trying to recoup my bail money from these guys lying to the police.
It's not going to happen, Mr. Smoot.
Okay.
You acted improperly.
I don't.
When you came there and saw your car in a situation where it was being towed, you could have done several things. You could have called 911 and called the police and say, please respond immediately. Someone is stealing my car.
And I tried, but they had already called the police and they lied.
No, Mr. Smoot, I'm
Your Honor.
hey, please. I'm 10 steps ahead of you, sir. Before you jumped over the fence and got in the car, you did not attempt to call the police. I'm telling you, before this incident started to escalate, when you saw your car being towed, you get on the phone and you call the police and you say, somebody is stealing my car. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. You were hot. You were hot. There's no question you were hot, and maybe you had a right to be hot. But you precipitated the altercation over a car where somebody could have gotten seriously hurt. And for that, sir, you do not get rewarded. The case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I told him the day before that the car was there.
They're liars.
He totally disregarded it and said, I don't care what he says, I'm the manager, I'm towing the car.
You know, crack does something to you.
I just think that,
he has something against him. He started this several days before.
They had no witnesses showing that I had anything against anyone in that building. You know, I worked there for 2.5 years.
We get along with everybody. It was him that didn't get along with everybody. That's why he no longer works there.
I didn't get fired. I quit.
She would write checks, mail letters.
He hired her to keep the books.
This is a check that she wrote in her own handwriting and signed my name.
But did she spend his bucks?
Chenille pillows, cookware, laminating sheet set. Clearly somebody was furnishing up a house.
Those are not mine.
A thieving assistant or a boss's frame-up?
He gave me permission to sign checks.
You're authorized to sign his name?
His name.
Judge Judy.
I'm telling you, those are not mine.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinman. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy. 49-year-old business owner Jeff Meyer is suing his former employee, 22-year-old retail salesperson Jessica Borowski, for stealing company funds. Jessica says she didn't do it.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 449 on the calendar in the matter of Bayer versus Borowski. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Mr. Bayer, the defendant was a former employee of yours. She no longer works for you. She was terminated by you. It is your claim that while she was working for you, she misappropriated funds from your business. The defendant says she didn't do it. When did she start to work for you?
She started to work for me approximately 4/10 in the year of 2000.
And what was her job?
She was a secretary office manager.
What kind of business do you have?
I have a heating and air conditioning company and a real estate development corporation.
What were her duties?
She would do most of the office management work, write checks, mail letters, type things on the computer, answer the phones, things like that.
When was she terminated?
11/18/01.
Why?
Her annual review was 8/01, and at that time, her job duties were lacking in her responsibilities of her job, and she had a poor review at that time. And with that review, I also began noticing that she was having many problems with taking paper, faxing copies of her husband's job resume, and stealing other items.
What other items?
I have some evidence here. We have QuickBooks. She was writing rebate checks to herself so that she could get the checks rebated in her own name.
That is totally untrue.
That's not what you're suing her for.
No, but it's part of the history of the evidence.
Okay. When did you discover that she had used company funds for her own purposes?
In February of the following year.
February of '02. Okay. Let me see proof.
Here's evidence of the order form.
What are these things? Chanel throws, baskets, Pooh honey pot lamp, Pooh prints.
Things that we wouldn't use in the heating company business, ma'am.
Are all of these things bills that are attributed to her?
If you'll notice, the person who placed the order is on the invoice.
Yes.
And they were all ordered by her.
Okay, and you're saying that the items that were ordered
Yes, ma'am.
were not items that you use in your business?
We do not use Chanel pillowcases in heating and air conditioning.
Okay.
And Pooh Bear cups, we don't use those either.
I'd like her to take a look at these, please. Have you ever seen these?
Absolutely. I'm not denying that I didn't order them, but they certainly didn't go home with me.
So you're not denying that you ordered these things?
Correct, ma'am.
And she would order things from this company for your business, but you say not these things.
No, we don't ever use that supplier. There's nothing that we could ever order through them for our
So
company.
you never used these people? All
I
right.
didn't know
Fine.
the company existed.
Ms. Borowski, you ordered them.
Correct, ma'am.
Why?
To the best of my knowledge that I can recall, I must have been asked to order them by Mr. Buyer. I did a lot of ordering of a lot of different things. On an occasion that I can recall off the top of my head, I ordered a necklace for his girlfriend's birthday on company funds. There were several things that were ordered through that business that were on company funds. My husband, which was working part-time for the business, in fact, did deliver to Mr. Buyer's home. Lots of things would come in and be delivered to the business and would go to his home.
Madam, when somebody asks you in your capacity as office manager, I mean, there are a lot of things here. There's not one or two items. There are a lot of little items. But you would get an order form for these things, correct?
They were all ordered over the internet. In my research and finding out what happened after the fact, I talked to the company. I had them send me copies of the faxes, which I have here, of what happened. She ordered them during the day on the internet at the office because it came to the internet address of our office. And the internet address is Jessica Borowski. And I have that here also.
Not your company.
She used the internet office name Jessica Borowski on our internet at the office.
Why did you do that?
I can't recall ordering anything off of the internet.
Can I see?
If you look at the top, Your Honor, it'll tell how it was the internet address. And they will not ship unless it's to an office.
These were all done within a relatively short period of time.
Excuse me, they were all ordered the same day. The shipping dates are different. But they were all ordered on one order. And how I found out that I was liable, the bill kept coming for the shipping charges. And at what time, when the bill kept coming, I kept sending the bill to her house. She refused to pay the bill. I saw my company name of GBR on the invoice, so I opened it up and found out that it was billed to me. I called the supplier up to find out what happened. And they told me, well, it was ordered during the day. Your company is responsible for the bill. I said, I never ordered these items. And they said, well, yes, you do, because it came to your company.
Okay, I want you very carefully, Ms. Borowski, to look over these items because they were, in fact, all ordered in November. They are all household items. Hands-free mini phone, an over-the-sink organizer. Clearly somebody was furnishing up a house.
Mr. Buyer was building a house at that time. I do have pictures of that.
You don't need these things when you're building a house. These are things that you order when you already have the house built and you're accessorizing the house. So we're not talking about one item in 1 month, then another item another month. We're talking about somebody placing an order for all of these things. So you tell me, Ms. Borowski, why you think that Mr. Buyer would pursue this matter since he says, and I believe him, that he didn't get any of these things. So why do you think he would accuse you of doing this?
That I'm not sure why he would accuse me personally. I mean, well, I worked for him, so. But he ordered several things from several different companies all the time. that were delivered to the business.
Several and not 35 items, all ordered the same day, all domestic products. Ms. Borowski.
I'm telling you that I mean, those are not mine. Those are not mine.
Go ahead.
I have the coup de grace here, ma'am. This is a check that she wrote in her own handwriting and signed my name to the bottom of the check register. When she was terminated, the check register came up missing, and I'd like to also submit that there's also several other checks that you can see the difference in the handwriting and the signature on the bottom of the check.
I was authorized to sign checks.
You were authorized to sign checks in whose name?
In his name. If
You were authorized to sign his name?
He gave me permission to sign checks when things arose that he wasn't able to be at the office to sign a check for something, that I was instructed to sign his name to a check.
Is that right?
She did sign when we were out of the office, sometimes on an occasional basis. I will not deny that. It was with prior approval. Your Honor, I would not order a bunch of gifts for myself or my household and then sue her because I didn't get them, or just to sue her for the money.
So you wrote out a check for all these items and signed his name to it?
I could have wrote that check. I'm not denying that fact at all, ma'am.
Let's take a look.
Your Honor.
For the exact amount of the order, $676.
I'm not denying that I could have wrote that check.
After she was terminated, Your Honor, the packages came in. If you look from the order shipping dates, the packages came in a staggered amount. She was already terminated. She was no longer there. Her husband came in, Jeff, and picked up the package as they came in. They started strolling in.
You mean he actually came into the place and picked up packages that were
We
marked
called
for
them
her?
to come and pick them up. Yes, that's true. And he picked up, and I didn't know that I had paid for them until February.
I'm not denying that I ordered things from that company, but they certainly weren't anything that was on there. And I have a refund check that was sent to me that I paid for my part, and I overpaid them.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jeff Byer says he fired Jessica Borowski after he found out she was ordering things off the internet and paying for them with company funds. Jessica says Jeff ordered those items for his girlfriend.
Mr. Byer, is this a company that you ever deal with?
I never knew they existed until I got the billing.
You've gone over all of your back bills from the company to see whether you ever dealt with this particular company, and you did not.
No, I never knew they existed.
And the only order that came in was this order that was shipped on different dates, but all to her attention.
Exactly.
And after she was terminated, you called the house and said, come in, you've got some packages here.
Right.
And he came to pick them up.
Yes, they came in staggered. So we had to call him several times. When the billing kept coming, we kept sending the bill to her, and she refused to pay.
Now she's going to pay judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $676. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I was the only employee there handling his finances. There was nobody else to hold responsible.
Evidence in this case shows that she's a pathological liar.
He was wanting to hold me responsible for his mistake of not depositing enough money.
It's a shame that you trust people and you pay them to do a job and then they steal from you.
People should be more careful who they do business with, because this guy really is a crook.
Just watch over your shoulder.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Sharp versus Brennan. Step forward, please.
Food server Doris Sharp is suing her former live-in boyfriend, 39-year-old electrician John Brennan, for breaking a lease. John says Doris ran him out.
Ms. Sharp, according to your complaint, you and the defendant were in a long-term relationship. You lived together for many years, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Off and on.
And recently you signed a lease on a new apartment. You both signed on the apartment. It was a year lease. The defendant left after a couple of months, and you want him to pay for his half of the lease for the remainder of the lease. The defendant says that it was either leaving or killing each other. Aside from that, he left you with everything that you had acquired during the course of this long relationship. When did you sign a lease on this apartment?
This is the third year we had signed.
And what was the rent on the apartment?
$540 a month.
And when did he leave?
In June.
Had you been having difficulty before he left?
Well, he couldn't get out. He was on house arrest, so he couldn't go out and do anything. So as soon as he got off of house arrest, which was in June, I said, you know, ever since you're off of house arrest, I never see you anymore. And he says, honey, you ain't seen nothing yet. And I never seen no money since then.
I asked you before he moved out in June. Had you been having trouble
No.
What was he on house arrest for?
Violation of probation.
What kind of probation?
It was a drug-related charge.
Had he spent any time in jail?
Yes, he did.
How long, sir?
I did 7 months out of work release.
Tell me why you claim you left, Mr. Brennan.
Well, the relationship was just, it was getting over. It was over, and it was a point of just getting out before a bad situation got worse. I mean, just, it was over. And one of us had to go, so...
So why did you sign this lease in June?
I don't think the lease was signed in June.
It's right here.
Let me see, Bert.
It's right there.
Thank you.
I thought it was in April. But...
It was in April. You are correct, sir. All right, how large an apartment is it?
It's a one-bedroom, it's a little less than 800 square foot.
Okay, do you work, Ms. Sharp?
Yes, I do.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a server at Ryan's Steakhouse.
And how much do you earn a year?
$15,000 a year.
Do you have family in the area where you're living?
I have my daughter.
What do you plan to do when this lease is up?
Well, Your Honor, I wouldn't have been in a big bind, but when I came home, I spent $1,000 on my vacation, and he knew it. I've always went and seen my parents. It was my money I worked hard for, and I planned on paying it off. But then he's gone, and I'm missing $270 plus half the electric. And
I asked you a question, Ms. Sharp.
Okay.
What do you plan to do after your lease?
Try to look for a smaller apartment.
How can you find a smaller apartment? Do you have a one-bedroom apartment?
They have them. They have smaller bedrooms where you can get off the lake. It's cheaper.
How much cheaper?
$100.
Okay. So you could move into an apartment that would cost you $100 less a month that you plan looking into, right?
Yes.
But you plan on staying there.
Yes, I'm staying there right now because it's too hard for me to move right now.
Listen, so you have to live someplace, Miss Sharp.
Yes, that's why I'm there.
Of course, you have to live someplace. Now, if you said to me that you took a two-bedroom apartment because you needed lots of room, I would say to you, well, it's possible that you could look for a roommate, to help you with your expenses. You want to say something?
Yes, I do.
Who are you?
I'm her daughter.
Well, you step up. I'm going
Thank
to hear
you,
you
Your
briefly.
Honor.
It better be relevant.
It will be. She wants to move to a lesser apartment. She can afford $400 a month. The smaller apartments at Carlton Arms, Your Honor, are efficiencies. She's nervous, and that's all. They're just not available, and it would cost her more to move, Your Honor.
I need a $1,000 deposit someplace. Can't come up with that kind of money right
Sit
now.
down.
Yes, ma'am.
He's got the key to the apartment, too. He can come and go when he wants.
Just to say, he's not coming and going anywhere. He can always change the locks on the apartment.
No, I already asked that. I asked if I could change the locks on the apartment.
Where's the key?
And they
it's in my
said...
jacket pocket.
He'll turn it over.
I will.
Listen to me.
Yes.
Just relax yourself.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
I mean, these people
I
are
just
together
wanted to say
for me.
one more thing. That's
no,
all.
you don't have to say anything else.
Okay. Yes.
I want to know, Miss Sharp, over the years that you were together, Mr. Brennan says that he and you together furnished your apartment. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor. It was so good. It cost $50. All four chairs you could rock on like a rocking chair. And
Let me ask you a question. Do you have a television set?
Yes, I do.
What kind of television set do you have?
I got a 13-inch in the kitchen and another one in the living room.
Okay. And you bought that when you were together?
Yes, but he bought the stereo, so he took the stereo, which was the same price as the TV.
Is that right, sir?
Yes.
Well, then what furniture and household items do you say that you paid for jointly with Miss Sharp?
Everything.
Well, let me hear. Give me an example.
I mean, there was a full kitchen. I mean, you name it. I mean, just dishes, silverware, just everything that you would find in a house.
Okay. So dishes, silverware, everything that
juicers, blenders, toaster ovens, everything that you'd have in a house. I only took my personal stuff and the stereo. That's all I took.
Okay. What about the living room furniture?
I didn't take any of it.
I'm asking you, did you buy it together?
Yes.
I went and got it while he was in jail for $25 at the Goodwill. The whole house is furnished with Goodwill furniture. Everything.
Is that right, sir?
I don't know where she got it.
Yes. The
What do you
couch
mean you
cost
don't know what
She's talking about a
$25.
couch.
Just-
I don't,
Have bedroom furniture.
We're
Where did you
going
get
back
the
The
6
bedroom
years.
furniture, I paid $70 for it from a friend. $70 for the whole thing.
Mr. Brennan, how much do you claim you spent over all the stuff that's in the house?
I wouldn't have an idea. To replace it, I don't know.
And the only thing that you took out of the house was the stereo.
It was mine, yes.
What do you mean, which was yours?
Well, I bought that, and we bought her a television, a 27-inch television that I left there.
So you bought that together, and you bought the stereo with joint
Yes.
money. So that's
Yes.
that's sort of an even
Correct,
swap.
yes.
Well, then I'm talking about the other stuff, Mr. Brennan. One of the things that you said that was appealing to me, quite frankly, is that you walked out of the house carrying your suitcase with your underwear in it, and you left her everything else in the house that you had accumulated over the 6 years that you were together. I just want some idea of what the value of that stuff was.
I can tell you the value. Probably everything, $200.
No, I don't believe that's true, Miss Sharp.
The chairs you rock in, you can rock
Sharp,
away
Miss
on
Sharp,
them. He would have
pay
taken it with
careful
him.
attention to me, madam. You have to buy sheets, you have to buy towels, you buy dishes, you buy
There's
silverware,
Goodwill.
you buy...
I buy
Well,
everything at Goodwill. It's true.
Yeah.
I'm a Goodwill shopper.
Oh, good. Put your hand down, madam. I'm not interested in what you have to say.
Yes, Your Honor. I
Perfect.
apologize.
Mr. Brennan, you have to make some accommodation to Miss Sharp with regard to this lease that she's on, but she has to do whatever she can to sort of limit your responsibility. I don't believe two people should live together, especially if they're not married, when there's at least a possibility that there would be violence in the household should you remain together. Miss Sharp, you're going to have the luxury of living in a larger one-bedroom apartment for the next year at the same price as it would cost you to live in the smaller one-bedroom apartment that you say is not now available, but if it were available, you would move into. That means that Mr. Brennan is going to support this current apartment to the tune of $100 a month for the 12 months of the lease, or $1,200. Do you understand? Not the $3,240 that you're looking for, because you're going to stay there anyway, albeit perhaps in a smaller apartment. I'm not giving you any credit, Mr. Brennan, for the items that you left. First of all, there's not a counterclaim. You can't account for exactly how much money that was. Otherwise, in a living together situation, I would say, listen, you have bills, you have receipts for what you left. I will look at that. I'll cut it in half if you both contributed and deduct that from the $1,200.
I wasn't looking for that. I just wanted this to be over with.
Good. Now it's over with. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of
Thank you.
$1,200. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm just glad it's over and want to go home.
I'm glad I got half of it anyway.
Live by yourself.
Never live with a man again.
Tell you're married.
Tell I'm married.
It was supposed to be the happiest day of their lives.
You booked the hall for your wedding.
The pictures on the internet shows us it's nice.
It was a dump.
It was awful.
Did the wedding planner have a plan of her own?
The cake was, in my opinion, unedible. It tasted like the place smelled.
Or did this couple act on blind faith?
You chose this place based upon this picture.
Judge Judy.
I never chose a place to get married based upon a picture.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinman. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy. 32-year-old forklift driver Tony Stouch and his wife, 29-year-old hairstylist Nicole Stouch, are suing wedding location manager Sherilyn Stolling. The Stouches claim Sherilyn's website misrepresented the wedding location.
Come to order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 226 on the calendar in the matter of Stouch versus Stalling. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sarah, have a seat, please.
Mr. and Mrs. Stouch, was this a first wedding for both of you?
First for him, second for me.
According to your complaint, you booked the defendant's hall for your wedding.
Correct.
You were unhappy with what you saw when you finally saw it, and you want her to give you back all kinds of money, including a whole bunch for your aggravation.
Yes.
When was your wedding scheduled?
August 11th.
And when did you book the defendant's hall?
Right around June 5th.
Where is the defendant's hall located?
In Eureka Springs, Arkansas.
And where were you living?
Kansas City, Kansas.
Why were you getting married in Arkansas?
Well, we've learned a lot about Arkansas, about Eureka Springs, a nice little village, and...
How far is it from...
It's 5 hours, but there's a lot of wedding chapels in Eureka.
So you mean you were schlepping everybody out there, this 5-hour drive?
Yeah, a lot of his family and friends are from
the area.
The area.
That's what I'm getting at. So a lot of your family was actually there already.
They were within 2 hours away.
Okay. And you booked the place sight unseen?
Over the internet, we found it.
Over the internet, but sight unseen. You never went to look at it.
Right.
You never went to look at it? You never had any of your family or friends who live in Arkansas go to look at it?
No, my family is 2 hours away from Arkansas.
That's okay. A 2-hour trip. Which family? You have parents, sisters, brothers?
Sisters, brothers, and
So you say to your brother or your sister, do me a favor, take a ride up to this place. I saw it on the internet. You know, I think it's a nice place. I'd like you to take a look at it and make sure it's, you know, what we think it is. All right. So you went to look at the chapel how much before the wedding?
We showed up a day before the wedding. We had no reason to believe that it wasn't going to be a nice place. The pictures on the internet shows us it's nice. We're not supposed to just assume that it's a, you know, a dump.
Well, that's what you found. According to you, you found that it was a dump, right?
According, yes, but the internet pictures were totally different.
How much of a deposit had you given her?
A $200 deposit.
And she was supposed to provide other things as well. Food, right?
She supplied food.
Cake?
Cake.
Now, you got there a day before you saw this place, and it was, according to you, a dump.
Very much so.
So what'd you do?
Spent the whole next day trying to find a new place. I went to the Chamber of Commerce. I went to try to get a hold of her. It took many hours to get a hold of her. The Chamber finally got a hold of her for us. I explained to her that we couldn't get married there. She refused to give us any money back. Then the Chamber actually got a hold of her, and she decided to give us $275 and give us the food and the cakes. But the cake was, in my opinion, unedible. It tasted like the place smelled.
Shh. I'd just like to see some photographs if you have them. I'm not to you yet.
There's before what it was supposed to look like. And then there's some. We have quite a few that we've taken of what it actually looks like.
Okay.
And if you'll notice, the floor is completely destroyed. And on the internet picture, it looks like the floor is brand new.
This is the picture that you're showing me of what the inside of the chapel looked like on the internet,
Yes.
right? Do you have this picture?
No.
Well, and I can't tell what it looked like, what this picture looked like.
Do they have a picture of it being destroyed, the floor being destroyed?
Yes, we do.
They have pictures of the floor looking a little bit seedy, but
That's where we
that
have to
doesn't-
stand when we were
that-
getting married.
That doesn't impress me one way or another. One are outside pictures, and one are inside pictures.
Correct.
So let me understand this. You gave her a $200 deposit.
Yes,
She gave you back $275, right?
correct.
She gave you all the food, right?
Correct.
So what do you want?
We paid more than $275. We didn't pay just a $275 deposit.
Well, what did you pay?
Yeah, the total was $857.53. We also had to come up with another $857 to get married somewhere.
On a last minute.
On that day, we had to find another place to get married. There was no way we could have got married there.
Based upon the pictures that you show me, I don't see that there's any way that you couldn't gotten married there.
Would you have gotten married there?
I don't know. I can't tell from your pictures, sir.
Look at the outside. There's beer bottles
I'm
outside.
not talking about the outside. I'm talking about the inside.
Well, the outside has a lot to do with it.
Listen
Beer
to me. You're
bottles.
talking, hey, don't speak to him.
I'm sorry.
You're talking about misrepresentation. Do you understand? You're talking about misrepresentation. You showed me a picture on the internet, this photograph.
Correct.
So what I asked you is, show me this picture of what this area was when you arrived. You don't have that picture. So I cannot make a judgment as to whether this picture misrepresented to you what the place looked like. You got a responsibility. Listen, I made a lot of weddings in my life, got a lot of kids, and I got married a couple of times myself. I never chose a place to get married based upon a picture. Never.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tony and Nicole Stouch say they rented Sherilyn Stallings' wedding site via the internet. The Stouches say the location turned out to be a dump.
Now, if she gave you $275 back in cash, plus she gave you all the food for the wedding.
There's no way we could have came up with the food and the cake.
We had to take the food. We didn't want the food. We had less than 24 hours left.
Did you have other people cater the wedding?
No, she was
So you
in charge of
used
catering.
that food to feed your people.
If we didn't use that food, we would have been out food and cake. We had to use that food, yes. we
So
did.
you used it. That's what you
Yes,
used to feed
but
your...
it was awful.
I've been to weddings where the chicken was rubbery myself. That doesn't mean that the people sued them.
He works evenings, I work days. There was no possible way to even, I mean, we couldn't have done it.
Let me explain something to you. That's your responsibility.
It's also her responsibility to have a website that the pictures and her place looks like. I mean,
That's your responsibility. You're planning a wedding. Some people may like to plan a wedding in a dungeon. Some people may think it's kinky. Some people like to get married jumping out of airplanes, holding hands with a rabbi, right? Not my thing. Some people like to get married at the top of a roller coaster. They think that that's interesting. It's not my thing. You were charged with the obligation of choosing a place. You chose this place based upon this picture.
And based on talking to her and telling us how nice it was.
Right. Well, what is she supposed to say? She's supposed to say it's not nice?
Well, it's not nice.
That's your fault. Send your sister over to the place and say, listen, we're contemplating doing this place. Do me a favor. Take a 2-hour ride. I want to make sure that this place, the whole place, is similar to this one picture that I saw on the internet. You didn't do that. What are you complaining about? You got married. You had your family and friends there. You had food. The food wasn't great. You know what you do when you do a wedding? You go to the place and you say, this is the place? Good. Now I want a tasting. You're going to supply the food. I'd like to taste whatever you say that you're going to provide so that I can select a menu. That's what people do. If you're doing this thing over the phone, you run certain risks. You had opportunities. You work days, you work nights. I'm sure that both of you don't work 7 days a week.
6 days.
Well, that's not 7. On the 7th day, you travel. If it's so important to you to see what the place looks like and to select the menu, you get in the car and you go there and take a look to see what it's about. You don't come in kvetching later that the place didn't look nice when I got there. Listen, you got married, be happy. Goodbye. Case is dismissed.
All right, excuse you, may step out.
The Miracle Mansion is not the place to get married.
I'm not ashamed of my building.
My wedding was pretty much ruined.
And my website pictures are accurate.
It was awful.
And now the next case.
All parties on Turner versus Turner. Step forward, please.
40-year-old marketing director Carmela Turner is suing her ex-husband, 40-year-old personal trainer Daryl Turner, for pawning her karaoke speakers.
Miss Turner, were you ever married to the defendant?
I was married at one point to this defendant.
When?
We were married October 2nd, 1994.
And divorced when?
June 28th of this year.
But you've been together for a longer period of time than that, is that right?
Yes, we have.
Since when?
Since 1991.
Do you have any children?
Yes, we do. We have one son, Andre, and one son, Daryl Turner, the second.
Either one of these children?
Daryl. Little.
Little one?
Yes.
Who are these two children?
These are two of my boys from a previous marriage.
Okay. Is there any reason that these boys have to be here?
Michael actually was our sound person that...
I don't need information about that. That has nothing to do with this case.
Okay.
Why don't you boys go outside, please? They can find their way, Bird.
Okay.
I don't see why children have to be involved with this. Okay. Not a very difficult case. Mr. Turner, according to your former wife's complaint, she was given by the state some sound equipment in order to help her build up some sort of a business. And that business was the karaoke business, and you would do shows and events and things. Is that right?
That's right.
You worked in it together.
That's right.
The speakers were part of the equipment that was given to you.
Yes.
Because you have some sort of a disability?
Right.
And according to you, you also contributed to the business. The kids were involved, and you did some events over a period of how many years?
3.
And then there came a time, Mr. Turner, that according to you, you needed some money.
We needed money.
According to you, you needed some money, which is what you say in your answer.
Okay.
And so you pawned 4 of the speakers.
Correct.
When did you do that?
Right before May.
Of this year?
Of this year.
Right before your divorce?
Well, right around then. Shortly before then.
Well, were you living together at the time you were going through a divorce?
Yeah, well, the divorce came prior to some things that was going on that led up to the divorce.
Well, usually people don't get divorced in 1 month. So were you actually living in the house?
Yes.
And within a month, a divorce became final? What are you shaking your head? He's not making sense to me.
Me either.
Okay. Were you living together in May of 2000 when he pawned these 4 speakers?
Okay, he pawned the speakers in February. He did not pawn them in May, he pawned them in February.
Does that sound?
That sounds about right.
Okay. And when did he move out of the house?
He started preparing to move out right around May 1st, and he moved out, actually physically out, May 23rd.
Now, did you agree that he should pawn these speakers in February?
No, I didn't, not initially.
What do you mean not initially?
The pawning was done prior to me coming home. Now, after he did tell me about it and told me why he did it, and he told me that he would get the, the speakers back before our next show.
Does that sound right?
Some of it.
No, does that sound right, that you went and you pawned the speakers, and then you told her that you had pawned the speakers, but that you would get them back before the next show?
Some of it.
Oh, tell me what's not right.
I pawned them without her knowledge because we had an upcoming event. The event we were going to be performing at had their own equipment. We needed some new material. That's the reason why I did it, so we can get the material that we needed for that event. I did inform her of it as soon as she got home.
Okay. How much did you get for the speakers?
Oh, I think about $400.
You have the ticket?
No, I don't.
Mm-hmm. You never got the speakers back?
No, I didn't.
Why?
We separated, and I wanted 2 of the speakers. She refused to give me 2 of the speakers, so I didn't feel that I needed to get them out of the pawn shop. So I didn't want her to have all of them, so I left them there.
Well, you can't do that, Mr. Turner.
Well, there's a reason why I did it.
I'm listening to your reason.
The reason why I did it is when I left the city I was in to go to resign in another city, as soon as I got there, the sheriffs were waiting for me, which she had called. They threw me up against the fence, handcuffed me. My little 4-year-old was with me. He was crying hysterically. Then they had to take him back halfway to Bakersfield by himself. This is about 10:30 at night, by himself. Then I was humiliated in the local newspaper as being a child abductor. All this stuff went on. Now, she kept all the microphones, all the lights, everything to the show, everything, all the furniture. All I wanted was just 2 of the monitors. So
but she had been given those, sir, by the state.
Well, we were married, and when you're married, usually there's what they call a common, I forget the term that was used.
Community property is what you're talking about.
Okay, right, exactly. Community property.
Community property, sir, contemplates that married people contribute the same, some with time, some with money, some with a combination of time and money and caregiving, et cetera. So community property means that each of you has contributed a certain amount to the physical things in a marriage, the televisions, the sofas, the table, and the chairs, et cetera. When the state, through a vocational rehabilitation project, gives equipment to someone who is disabled in some way, that does not become community property, ever. Do you understand?
I do
It would
now.
be, sir, listen to me, it would be like you saying to me, the state gave my wife a wheelchair. When I left, I took half of it because it's community property. The state gives her a wheelchair or a respirator to breathe on. That does not become community property. These speakers represent the same kind of thing because they were given to her. She did not pay for them. You did not pay for them. They were sort of a gift, an investment by the state to see if she could in some way earn a living. So you had no right to pawn the speakers. Period. End of discussion. But I don't know what you want. I don't know what it costs to replace the speakers. They use speakers. But what does it cost to replace them?
When they were purchased, they were brand new, and I did bring you receipts, and I also brought you the paperwork saying that they were, for me to become a sole proprietor. What I did, they had to be replaced. We can't work without them. We'll get our microphones and the amplifiers if there are no speakers. I was able to go online, and I actually found them a little less expensive than what they paid for them. And they were new when they paid for them, and they're also new now. And here are the receipts for that.
Did you buy them, or did you?
I've ordered them.
You've ordered them?
Yes, and they've charged my credit card. And the proof is on there about the charging of the credit card.
Okay. So the total is $1,466?
Right.
And that's for
Can I say something?
2 speakers?
4, actually.
4 speakers.
2 monitors and 2 speakers. And on the front
Oh,
of the
did he also take the monitors?
Yeah, it was 4 total. It was 2 speakers and 2 monitors. And on the front, it shows the pictures of them.
Yeah, what do you want to tell me, sir? Fast.
Now, the speakers were heard, but the microphones, the lights, the fog machines, we have more than just speakers. There's other equipment that I bought. She got that stuff still.
Just a minute. That's part of your divorce, sir.
But
that's part of your divorce. If you purchased it with your money...
Shouldn't I be entitled to get it?
You should have asked for it in the divorce, sir.
I did.
And was it given to you?
No.
Well, then, what do I have to listen to it for? So what I'm telling you is, Certain things are community property. Certain things are individual property. These items that were given to her by the state are her single property. They were not given to you as a couple. In this case, if you decided to let that other equipment go in your divorce, that was your problem. This you cannot do. You cannot take property that is not yours and sell it, which is exactly what you did, and you have to pay for it. $1,466.29 is what it cost to replace it.
Your Honor.
What?
Okay, when he did do that back, in February, there was a show coming up.
I heard that you put in a deposit and you couldn't do it. You should have rented equipment. I don't want to hear anything
It wasn't
about
a
that.
deposit. I had to pay the whole thing. It's right here.
No. You're not paying attention. You paid the whole thing, and what I said was, then if you didn't have these speakers, you should have rented equipment for the day. Do you understand? He can't sell your individual property, which is what he did when he pawned it. Do you understand?
Yes.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,466.29. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
All I wanted was just 2 monitors.
I'm happy that Judge Judy did see that the speakers really belong to me.
She could have kept everything else, the microphone, the fog machine, and everything. Marsha Brady and everything. That's all I wanted was just 2 monitors.
I think that he's entitled to everything that we paid for together, but like she said, he had nothing to do with paying for those, and they're mine.
He's stalking her.
The judge issued a temporary restraining order.
Or was she stalking him?
She came up to my residential area.
What drove ex-lovers to threaten each other?
The two of you are currently involved in a custody dispute.
Parents fighting over a child's future.
I did not know where my daughter was.
Judge Judy.
Your Honor.
I don't want to hear anything else.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinman. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy. 46-year-old John Rivers is suing the mother of his child, 20-year-old homemaker April Moore, for having him falsely arrested for violating a restraining order. April is countersuing for the cost to repair her car and for the return of their baby's belongings.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 133 on the calendar in the matter of Rivers versus Moore. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Rivers, according to the complaint that I've read, you and Miss Moore had a relationship, and you have a young child who was either 9 or 10 months old. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
It is your claim that Miss Moore caused you to be arrested for violating a temporary restraining order. That case was later dismissed.
Yes.
And you want her to pay you for the bail that you had to put up when she had you arrested because you say that you never violated or threatened her to cause you to be arrested.
That's correct.
That's your claim. And Ms. Moore says that you did, in fact, threaten her. She is counterclaiming for some car nonsense that dates back a year or so ago, and also for clothes and furniture of the babies that you kept when there was this argument back in November. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Oh. You were living together in November of the year 2000 when there was an altercation in your home. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And at that time, who left the house?
I did.
And the baby remained with you?
Yes.
And then you went to court?
Yes, I did.
To have the baby returned to you?
Yes, I did.
The two of you are currently involved in a custody dispute over the baby. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yes, Your Honor. May I add that we did not go to court for her to obtain our daughter. What happened was she went and got a conflicting order that I had already had. I should say she got one just like I had one. And she came to the house, and the police interpreted it as a custody paper, when in fact it was a child protective order, which meant the authorities should have notified the Child Protective Service and removed the child from both of us.
Okay. Now, the judge issued a temporary restraining order at some point after this November incident. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Now, what I want you to do is to tell me when you were arrested for violating the temporary restraining order.
I was arrested, Your Honor, February the 23rd.
I'm asking you.
Okay, my apologies. Oh, February the 9th. My apologies.
February the 9th.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Moore, I would like you to tell me first, when was the custody case started
after the restraining orders were filed.
Give me the month.
It was December.
Who went to court to file for custody?
I did, Your Honor.
You did?
Yes.
And that was in December?
No. What happened in December, Your Honor, was we went to a hearing in regards to the 20-day restraining orders that we had previously received. I filed later on. In fact, I filed about a month and a half ago for full custody for my daughter.
Just a second. Was there at the time, prior to February 9th, an issue with regard to custody of the child?
Yes, Your Honor. DCYF was ordered to file dependency charges against me and the mother, and ordered us to be evaluated by a doctor.
Okay, is that matter still pending?
Yes, it is. There's one more visit to the doctor for me and my daughter.
All right. Now, Ms. Moore, on the 8th of February, Mr. Rivers had a visitation day scheduled with his daughter. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Was that pursuant to a court order?
Yes, it was.
And what was his visitation schedule?
His visitation schedule was supposed to be every other week for an hour.
What day of the week?
They don't set us a date because every time they set a date for him to go, he says he can't go that day.
Well, just a minute. But he had a date to go, February 8th.
Yes, he did. They schedule it when he's available.
Fine. Do you work?
No, I don't.
Well, does he work?
No, he doesn't. Not that I know of.
Do you work?
No, Your Honor. I'm facing 3 surgeries, and I'm under doctor's care at this time.
Just a second. So you don't work either?
No, I don't. I can't not work, Your Honor. I had a spinal injury.
How long a period of time had elapsed before February 8th that you did not see your daughter?
Well, I'm not exactly sure, Your Honor. It could have been a week.
Okay.
Or it could have been several weeks because I was having a great deal of difficulty with the Child Protective Service scheduling.
You had visitation scheduled February 8th. Was the
Yes.
visitation supposed to take place in the defendant's house?
No, the visitation was supposed to take place at the Child Protective Agency.
So she was supposed to bring the child to the Child Protective Agency?
No, they had, I guess, a schedule.
How was the child supposed to get to Child Protective for visitation?
There's a worker from DCYF. She comes and she comes to pick up my daughter, and she takes my daughter to DCYF to see him.
And you left the house on the 8th?
Yeah, she called like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time to tell me about that. And I didn't write it down when she told me, and I forgot, and my daughter had I had an appointment to see my daughter's pediatrician about her WIC papers for her milk. So that's why.
Baloney. Baloney. You have 2-3 weeks and you have nothing else to do because you don't work. And if he's supposed to have his hour of visitation, that's an important enough thing to put down, as important as going to get WIC.
I have court dates and doctor's appointments I have to go to for
February
my daughter.
8th. So you weren't there.
So
the worker came, didn't find you there, and according to your statement, what happened?
The next day,
yes,
she came out. She had called me like maybe 10:30 in the morning. She asked could she come see the baby. I said yes, she could. She came in. She seen the baby. We talked for a while. She was telling me what he says, that he wants his visits through a court order or whatever. She wanted to reschedule another visit. After she left, I received a phone call from John. He said, "I got you. I'm coming for you," and he hung up. And I immediately called the police after that, right after I hung up from him.
Did he come to your house?
No, he did not. I don't think so. He just called.
What do you mean you don't
hung
think
up.
so?
Well, I heard a voice outside the window that sounded like his, but I didn't look out the window. I was on the phone with the police at the time.
Why did you call her the next day?
I never called her, Your Honor. The only people I called was the worker to inform the worker that I needed the worker to look into my daughter. I did not know where my daughter was. I didn't know if my daughter was okay. I want the workers to go out and check on her.
So you're saying that you didn't call her?
Absolutely not, Your Honor.
Well, your phone records would clearly show that. Did anybody look at your phone records?
I would imagine so, the police or my lawyer.
Mr. Rivers, it would be very easy for you to establish that you did not, in fact, place that phone call to her.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that would be by bringing in your phone records, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have them?
Well, we don't.
The answer is
I don't
yes
have
or
any
no?
phone records because, Your Honor, where I place my calls are at Crystal's house. And she has an arrangement, I believe, with the phone company where they don't put down that information where you place your calls. Just toll calls, I would imagine.
But Mr. Mr. Rivers, it sounds to me as if that's something that you might do, pick up the phone and get angry with her because she didn't bring the child.
Your Honor, I will constantly talk to the workers. If I had a problem with April, it was being dealt with the courts. I had no reason to contact April.
It's very hard for me to make a decision with regard to that, sir, without some proof, and proof can be easily obtained with the phone company. You can, in fact, subpoena the records of the phone company, and they will tell you from your phone, from her phone, from anybody else's phone, whether a phone call was made to her house on the 8th of February.
Well,
Stop.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. John Rivers says the mother of his child, April Moore, had him falsely arrested for violating a restraining order. April says John threatened her.
Now, why was the case dismissed?
She decided to drop the charges, Your Honor, but...
Why is that?
I go in and out of court. I mean, every month for the quarter. I go in and out of court every other month. I mean, we go every month for the custody of my daughter. I go through so much stuff with him, and I just didn't feel, I mean, the lawyer that I had at the time, because I didn't have a lawyer, I had to go and stand in the line, and I talked to a prosecutor. He advised me that it was best for me to drop the charges because I couldn't prove that he called me.
Right.
So, since I couldn't prove it, I dropped it.
And you really weren't afraid, right?
I was afraid at the
Why
time.
didn't, I get frustrated when people forget about visitation. I get really frustrated about that.
He cancels his visitations all the time, and it's okay with the courts. But when I really did. I truly.
It's not even bothersome to you. Somebody picks up your daughter and takes your daughter someplace else. You don't even have to look at them. You just have to make her available.
I do. She's available. She's available most of the time. That's one visit that he was there for, and that I couldn't.
How many visits did you, in fact, bring your daughter for?
At least 5 or so.
How many?
Your Honor, I've seen my daughter in the past 6 months 8 times. And according to the courts, if I would have been allowed to see my daughter for the entire 6 months that she was awarded a restraining order for, it would have amounted to 22 hours. And the 6 months expired on the 5th of this month. And I must add, Your Honor, after I was arrested for violating the restraining order, Mrs. Moore came up to my residential area.
What do you mean she came up to your area?
She came up to it's an area called Manton Heights.
What was she doing there? Did she come to your house?
I have no idea what her intentions were to be there, but if she was so fearful of me...
You didn't speak to her?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I was
actually
told
ran
that he
from
was
her.
not living at... No, you did not see me. I was told that he was not living in Manton Heights anymore. I've been told that many a time. So if I was in the neighborhood, it had nothing to do with him.
I want to get to the counterclaim. Let me hear this nonsense. 1999, you bought a car.
Yes.
And you say it's your car. You
Yes,
say he
it
drove
is.
the car and he took it in for repairs a year and a half ago, right?
Yes.
Pay attention. And the car's still there because you can't get the car out because the repairs are so much. Is that right?
That's right.
And you want him to pay for the repairs?
He said he was going to pay for the repairs.
You want him to pay for the repairs?
Yes, I do.
Is that when you were living together?
Yes, it was.
Next, let's go to the clothes and furniture.
Well, the clothes, I have some of the receipts.
Who bought the clothes?
My mother did. My mother bought the bassinet that he took from my daughter, some of the personal belongings that he did not give back to my daughter. She bought most of this. She spent like at least $185 and stuff. Plus there's stuff from the baby shower that I received that he did not return to me. And he took them in. When the same worker that comes to get my daughter to take to John for the visitations told me that he said that he's not going to give my daughter's items back because the daughter that he has with Crystal, they share things. They share items, and he's not giving them back when my mother bought them.
Has the custody matter been resolved yet?
No, it has not.
Well, until the custody matter is resolved, then whoever is going to have the baby on a full-time basis should have that property. But right now, the baby has grown out of a bassinet. I'm sure a 10-month-old baby doesn't sleep in a bassinet.
Yeah, but at the time, that's when he had took it. He took clothes. The only thing they brought her back to me, they didn't bring her back to me with a bottle. They didn't bring her back to me with any milk. She didn't have a bib, anything. The
Who
only
was
thing she had was
supporting your
something to
family
sleep.
when you were living together?
The state of Rhode Island, Your Honor.
How?
Through a program called FIP,
What's
Family
FIP?
Independent Program. It's like welfare, Your Honor. But, Your Honor...
Just a second. So, property that was purchased for the baby, for the most part, was purchased with state money. Is that right?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
I've just answered my question. Is that right?
No, it's not. My sister gave my mother money, and she gave the money to my mother. I was so upset when I was pregnant because he promised me that he was going to buy the crib, he was going to buy everything for my daughter, and he bought only a couple of items of clothing, and that was it. She didn't have a crib or anything before I was 9 months pregnant. My mother decided to
Let me
take
ask
me
you
to
this
Kmart.
question, Miss Moore.
Yes.
What did you expect him to use for money to buy the baby a crib?
He kept promising me that either he could borrow the money from his brother or he had SSI pending. He was supposed to be approved for SSI.
But he didn't get his SSI, so what did you expect him to buy the crib with?
He said that he would get the crib. He was going to
Well,
get
he didn't
her
get it.
if he...
He didn't get it. And right now you have a whole bunch of clothes that even if he has it in his house, it doesn't fit the baby. You have clothes at the house that belong?
Your Honor, the clothes that I have...
Just answer my
yes,
question.
Your Honor.
The answer is yes.
Yes, Your Honor, that I paid for.
That you paid for?
Yes, and I have the receipts right here, Your Honor.
Okay.
She said I brought a couple of items, you know, but this totals out to a great deal more, Your Honor.
Where did you get the money from?
I borrowed the money, Your Honor.
From whom?
My brother.
Well, that's possible. You borrowed some money, she borrowed some money because the two of you together didn't have enough money to make a baby. So, what do you want me to do?
When she was able to wear those clothes, there was months for where she was able to wear
She's
those
not
clothes.
able to wear them anymore. Some he bought, some with borrowed money, some you bought with borrowed money. That's not why you're here. You certainly wouldn't have brought this countersuit if he hadn't sued you for his bail money back, right?
Well, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know that
I'm asking
could
you a
sue
question.
him for that.
I'm asking you a question. You didn't. I mean, you got a car in storage now for a year and a half. You didn't even know if it's still there.
It's still there when I went back to get the estimate for the car.
Yeah.
It's still there. He put it underneath his name, and he didn't put it underneath my name. They think that he was the owner of the car when he put the car.
Couldn't be in your name because you didn't have a driver's license, according to you. Is that right?
I had got the car registered, but I didn't have a.
You didn't
I had
have a
learner's
driver's
permit.
license, so you couldn't drive the car.
He didn't have one either.
Terrific. Then you shouldn't have owned a car.
He persuaded me to buy the car. He said that I need it for school, and he also had it, a favor for his friend.
Listen to me. I have absolutely no intention of ordering him to pay for the repairs on a car that's been sitting for a year and a half that's your car. None. And as far as the clothes are concerned, I don't know what pajamas or other things that are hanging around, but none of these things that were of an appropriate size in November are an appropriate size now. He says some of the stuff he bought and some of the stuff you bought. What about the bassinet?
Your Honor...
Just answer my question. Who bought the bassinet?
I have no clue who bought the bassinet,
Where is
Your
it?
Honor. She has the bassinet, Your
No,
Honor.
I do not.
The DCYF worker, she came over to the house after she was awarded my child, or our child, my apologies. And I gave the DCYF worker everything from pajamas, bottles.
Just a second.
No, he did not.
Are you telling me that you do not have the bassinet?
Not at all, Your Honor.
Since when?
Since
I mean, because
I
that could
gave
be the
the-
only thing that you could use again.
Since
Maybe.
I had two bassinets at the house, one for both daughters. However,
no.
She has the bassinet, Your Honor. What she did with it, I have no idea.
I don't have any idea either. Listen, you two people can fight up a storm. You have a matter pending for custody. When is your next trial date?
It's been passed. I have to file a motion. I've been representing myself because I can't afford an attorney. Your Honor, if I may say...
You may say nothing. I don't want to hear anything else.
Okay.
What do you mean it's been passed? What does that mean?
It's been passed on the calendar because what happens is that we need the evaluation.
Gotcha. You have an initial evaluation from that case? I'm just curious.
No, we're waiting for Dr. to see me. Nothing's been provided to me.
Are you currently under supervision of Child Protective Services?
Yes, I am.
You have a caseworker?
Yes, I do. The same worker that takes my daughter back and forth.
And the worker comes to your house and visits?
Yes, she does.
Is this your only child?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Who do you live with?
My father.
Anybody else?
No, just my father.
Who do you live with?
I live with my roommate, Your Honor.
Who's your roommate? Why was there a sigh there, a hesitation, sir?
Why? Because I wasn't certain if I could use his name.
Uh-huh. Mr. Rivers, I believe that you called her very angry when you didn't get your visitation on February 8th. She may have overreacted when she called the police and said that you violated the order of protection by threatening her, but I believe that you actually called her, so you're not going to get your bail money back. I also believe that on your counterclaim, Ms. Moore, that this car business is old history. He's not paying for the repairs on your car. Forget it. What you want from him for the car is 3 times as much as you paid for the car to begin with, that you both paid
That's
for the
the
car. 'Cause
repairs he-
I don't care what it is. It's 3 times as much as you paid for the car. You want almost $5,000 to repair a car that you paid $1,000 for. So don't be ridiculous. And as far as the clothes are concerned, they don't fit. Some he bought, some you bought. You both bought them with either borrowed money or state money. So you don't get your $5,000. You don't get it. That's all. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He lies. He's very manipulative.
She has problems.
He promised me the moon and stars or whatever, and he didn't come through.
I didn't even know she was so angry.
When I realized that he was cheating on me, I just left him.
Her expectations of me are pretty high.
He was very verbally abusive. He eventually got physically abusive, and when he did, I left.
That's assault?
Not so true.
Whoa, what assault?
He used to jump in my face, and when he jumped in my face so close, I kind of like pushed him out my way, and he shoved me.
Just to respond directly to the assault matter, that's new to me.
He can go be with other females, and it's okay, but when I decide to do something, then it's different.
I enjoy my freedom. I enjoy my options in life.
He's much older than me, and he should have just left me alone, and I should have left him alone.